Yes, let's start HelioScope, and you can open the HelioScope on the website. Here, I have just purchased the licensed version, so shown here, and I have designed one project here. And, this is one project. So, if you want to design the new project, so just click on the project and new project. Here, you can mention the project name, any name. For example, I will mention project group. Address. For the address, you have to mention, for example, I want to check the location of UT Tesla. So, UT Tesla location, for example, I will try on Google. So, when I go in Google, so you will see here that that here the Tesla and direction. You click on the direction. When you click on this direction, the Tesla website will be visible. So here in this here you will see this latitude and longitude. This you will copy and just copy and you can paste it here address. So it will directly take the location. So here now is you Tesla, and here you can design, you can zoom in, zoom out. Default is residential, so we are designing residential, not commercial, not other. So default residential is okay. You can write the description here that we are want to design the rooftop of electrical engineering department or mechanical engineering, anyone. So all of you will select, every student will select different location, and you can choose by yourself. So here you can just zoom. So control plus go. You can see here this one is the location. So create new project. Let's create this one. So it is created. So no new, just click new. Design one is okay. So create new design. So now this will show, as you can see here. So this is the mechanical portion. So in this location, you can choose any side. For example, I choose this area. I want to choose this area. So, for example, I will click here. This one, and this one. So default, they will it will install the panels by default. So you can, for example, you can choose any project, any solar panel, any company and solar panel which is available. For example, this panel, for example, available. You can enter here any panel. There are many panels available. There are many, you can search here, and height, azimuthal, and tilt angle. It's by default. You can change also, and similarly size. For example, one any size, and select here, and also landscape or portrait. So decide the landscape or portrait. So in this way you can and similarly you can see here the maximum power. It shows that with this selected area and with the maximum modules are 716 modules, and it will cover this square meter of area, and this one will be the power. You can also set the maximum power here, but by default we don't select the maximum power because we are selecting the site, and the site, this software will decide how much power you can get from the site. So you will just select the area. So here further you can see row spacing, file size, frame size. For example, one, if I will put it to, you can see this double. It will create the double. It moves up and down the row in each record frame must be this. And similarly, I will put it to. So you can put it and you can check what is happening. And like this. And when you will go keyboard, for example, here, set when all hide, and then electrical. Here you can see the electrical design. For example, this inverter. Inverter, for example, you can choose any inverter. For example, right now, this inverter is okay. Uh, Maximum inverters you can also set manually. Uh, and in advanced shading, shading, for example, here shading, calculate shading. If you will calculate the shading, it will show. For example, here the panels are there, so you can see this one is actually the shading, and it will show the shadow of panels may affect each other. So maybe we need spacing. So you can see the shadows, monthly shadows. You can see there is no shadow at 100%. Otherwise, maybe it will 99%. And so we will decide that here shade loss is zero. Otherwise, you can decide you can change something here so that we can. Or otherwise, normally we ignore the shading. Uh, in this way, you can design, save, and exit. You can do like that, and it will be designed here. And then we will select the conditions. For example, conditions. Uh, Here, different conditions. This is our from Gujarat. You can see here our location is near this university. So we have selected here, and horizon and these different conditions you can change, and you can just these different conditions you can select, and you can check what happening by changing these conditions and shadowing, and then report, for example. And for you will just click on the simulate, and the report will be ready. And then you can the report is just generating the report. And, now you can click here, hit here, and you can just create the PDF, for example. So when you create the PDF, so you can just save this PDF. For example, you can save this PDF, standard PDF. I just saved one was earlier. So when you will open this, you can see that there are different parameters. Which this report actually, when you online, if you want to do online freelancing, so they just need this report. So everything is shown here. How much radiance, January, February, March, monthly radiance available kilowatt hour, monthly production kilowatt hour, mean units, units of energy, how much units of energy will be available in this month, like that, and different parameters. So you can see the detailed uh, report. For example, here modules, total number of panels will be 706, 197 kilowatt, AC branches and inverter 706. This one inverters we need. This area we selected a very big area, so that's why you can see in this way you can generate the report. And view shadow report, for example, if we click, what will happen? This is shadow report, and building simulation data. So in this way you can see this design. This is the longitude latitude of this site which we have selected. So in this way this shadow area shows like this shadow area, the southeastern angle shift shadow will be like that, and in this angle shadow will be like that. So you can also save this report. is available, you can save otherwise. Okay, and here is performance ratio. Let's see what's the performance ratio. What does it mean? You can see here some data. Energy about 287 megawatt. This is the energy, 287 megawatt annual production. And performance ratio must be within between 75 and 85. If less than 75, it means those your design is not good. So we are just randomly selected the site and randomly placed the panels. We didn't carefully decide everything. So that's why it's randomly available. And so in this way you can kilowatt, this kilowatt hour per kilowatt hour energy will be available. So this location and everything you can see here, design, and just click again here, for example. So in this way you can just try step by step. This is just start, and when you will daily you will spend some time on this, and you may be expert in this software. So this is actually this meter 46.5 meter here, 48.5 meter here, 26 meter, and this 26 meter. This it shows like that. So I think so. So projects. This one project 2. So let's select this project. Just we created right now. And you can also export. For example, you can save and exit. Let me show you how to export. For example, export. You can single line diagram of this project. You can also export single line diagram. Just creating single line diagram, and you can save it here. HelioScope. Yes, this one select single line diagram, and layout image. Layout image, and you can save this also. Like that. Again, project and there. So in this way you can design the system. And all the other parameters you can mention here. This is the brief introduction of the software, and you can just do your efforts, and you can design different projects. For example, I have designed first project, this one, and just I created it before. You can see here that this project, like this one, I just insert the hurdle. This hurdle, for example, here it was maybe something trees or something like that. So you can choose this one. So you can search option here how to choose this hurdle and this shadow. This hurdle shadow or any obstacle shadow should not affect the panels. And panels, you can see I inserted panel the spacing between the panels so that the shadow of one panel will not be affected by the other, and this meter length and something everything it is also mentioned. So this I also created, and single line diagram you can click just here, for example this one and this area, and when you click this single line diagram, so you can find this line and you can export this. For example, you can save this like this, and it will be saved like Single line. Single line means string count will be strings 3, total number of modules, PV modules will be 24, and copper 10 square copper, and this is switch, and two inverters are used, and there is a like this panel and grid. So in this way, different returns available. Single line. This single line diagram is also important. You have to hand over this to the owner of the company who want to design it. So in this way, you can, I think so, the basic introduction is over here, and similarly, I think so. This enough. I think so, and I will show you some, for example, in this one model. For example, the first report I generated like this one. You can see this location will be this solar design for new Tesla shed, bus and car parking shed. For example, uh, I selected this one, and the total energy production and everything. The two inverters will be designed here, one here and one here, and this will be the location. For example, this location by default I choose Islamabad airport actually, because I could not exactly find the I just when I was doing zoom in, so the location was misplaced, so I could not get the right location. But I randomly selected, and you can carefully choose by yourself. And similarly, this type. So this was the actually introduction of HelioScope. So I think so you got the point that I want to elaborate, and you will just start. You can email to HelioScope. You can open the website of HelioScope, and you can contact them for the trial version. If you will not sign up, because I was trying to sign up the HelioScope on the website, but it was I could not get. So I sent email. So when I sent the email to them, they just sent me the link, and they asked me that just to sign up from there. So then I signed up from there, and that it was successful. So you can do like that. Feel free if you have any